11. Friends don't lie.
Stop it! You're freaking her out!
She's freaking me out! The upside down.
Do you understand what he's talking about?
No. I found the chocolate pudding!
Oh God, please tell me it's not the kid.
I need you to hide!
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Holy shit.
Welcome back. My name is Kit.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Streaming Stranger Things. This time it's episode 2 of season 2, chapter 2, Trick or Treat.
Freak.
Oh, that's right. I could have left that hanging like I fucking tossed you one up and you what is it called? An ollie oop?
Yeah, I thought you were ollieing me and you just ooped.
No, it's not ollieing. Ollie would be if I laid you on your stomach and I stood on your back and flipped you from your feet to your head. That's an ollie.
You know, I think I slept wrong last night, so that might help my back out. If I'm being honest.
I'm going to give you a Thai massage.
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, mandatory happy endings.
Well,
Andy's not here, which is a happy ending for us all.
Jesus.
He's still fishing. We don't know if he's okay.
Yeah.
He's usually fishing for compliments.
But not today.
Speaking of Andy fishing for compliments, I got that...
Got the Andy look going, the deep V.
Got the Andy fit on today.
Showing on the chest hairs.
I shouldn't have wore the tank top, though. I should have let it...
Just
is that
keep
how
going.
he does it? You just kind of... How deep can I make it? Is that okay?
I don't know. We might get flagged by YouTube now. Technically, they're stripping.
So unfortunately, Andy's going to miss this. And in a day or two, you'll realize he also missed somehow the finale of season 6. That's controversial.
They're going to hear this finale of season 6 way before this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's right. We bank these.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer. Sorry.
They're just going to...
Remember when Andy wasn't here?
That was wild. Well, he's gone again.
That was crazy.
The Demogorgon took him.
So excited to dive into this. We're going to talk about our overall thoughts on Stranger Things Chapter 2, Trick or Treat Freak, and then get into our scene-by-scene, play-by-play recap. We've got chocolate puddings. We got Easter Eggos. We got our favorite performance. We're going to step back into the Nina.
Step back into the Nina with me.
Oh, my goodness. We want to do the Mad Lib?
It's time for the Mad Libs.
All right. I'm going to read the prompt, and you, Steve, are going to handle filling it in. The first one is upsetting, though. It's the last name.
Farfig Newton.
That's classic. I need a verb.
All right, let me look into the upside down for a verb here. Twerk juggle.
Oh.
That's right. I'm looking into the upside down. Shepherd. I'm communicating with Shepherd directly from the upside down.
Give us a verb.
And he's really good at Mad Libs, apparently. That's all he can do down there in the upside down.
Use Morse code on the cable, Shepherd.
Shepherd, what is a twerk juggler?
It doesn't matter. Your mother was a jerk. I need a noun.
Blueberry muffin.
Need a person in the room.
Kit. Laser.
I need an adjective.
Shepherd says sweat drenched.
Got a little hyphenated there. That's hard to do with Morse code.
That's why he's the best.
I need another adjective, Shepherd.
Shepherd likes hyphenating things. He says cheek clenching.
Cheek clenching.
And I don't know if you can include a peach emoji, but he included that somehow in the...
That's something I don't...
as well.
That's something I don't do. Can't relate. I need a noun.
Thunder thong.
Okay, Shepherd.
He's very specific. Not just any thong, a thunder one.
I need a verb.
Shepherd sent in slap and sizzle.
Okay.
You ever hit him with the old slap and sizzle?
I need another noun.
Shepherd, are you there?
Do you copy?
He says broomstick.
Okay.
He actually said BDSM broomstick, but...
Okay, that's what...
What is that?
Shepherd's out of control.
What even is that? He's wilding down there.
I need an exclamation. Like gadzooks.
It is a long one.
Oh, God.
He wrote, sweet mother of man spread. Shepherd, when we save you from the upside down, you're going to therapy.
I need a number.
Of course, he didn't just pick 69, Kit. He picked 69,000,001.
Okay.
I don't know what this means, but it says 69,000,001, and then in parentheses, he said, because sometimes it's personal. I don't know what that means. Shepherd's having a long week in the upside down.
We need part of the body plural.
Shepherd has written in love handles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It is weird though, pause, that we made that like a societally acceptable name for the little chubbiness on our above our hips when it clearly means to hold while blasting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like you could say that anywhere. Old lady in the grocery store, don't touch my love handles. And she'd be like, oh, sorry.
Oh, I blast when I get home all the time.
I'm going to squeeze them later. Don't worry. I need a good grip for this thrust.
You better hold on for dear life.
And she looks at another guy passing by. I'm going to peg him. Yeah, it's just kind of weird to me.
But it's cute coming from an old lady.
He's going to have his ankles on my shoulders. I need a noun.
Shepard has written in Velcro corset.
Say that 69 times.
He keeps actually adding little bits of like anecdotes afterwards too. So for the love handles one, he wrote, because every handle needs a little holding on for dear life. Mm-hmm. And for Velcro corset, that's hard to say, he wrote, it hugs tighter than your last relationship and makes just as much noise when it does.
I would tell him just to cool his jets.
Yeah.
You know, he's a very small part of the show and he needs to know his place.
Shepard, I know you've been down there a long time, but slow your roll, baby.
Stay down there. I need a celebrity.
Jason Momoa.
It's a good choice.
He specifically wrote Jason Momoa in a mesh tank top. But
not relevant.
Yeah.
And adjective.
He's writing in with naughtylicious. Too fabulous for PG-13. Tastes like scandal. Winks in italics.
Verb.
Thrustle. That's thrust plus rustle. It sounds like leaves, but naughty.
And I need a plural noun.
Plural nouns coming in. He writes tassel ticklers.
All right, that brings our MadLib with Shepard, since Andy's not here, to a conclusion.
Listen to what he helped us write at the end of this episode. What's the name of the story?
Oh, it's titled Justice for Barb.
Oh, no.
Look out, she's going to get justice today.
Not this day.
So, Steve, I'm curious, rewatching Trick or Treat Freak, Chapter 2 of Season 2, what did you think overall?
I think this is another strong continuation of the vibes that Episode 1 of Season 2 has sort of set up. I think seeing Halloween through the lens of Stranger Things is so much fun, right? Because you get to see all the costumes and, you know, it brings you back. You know, I wasn't a teenager in the 80s, but it brings me back to being a teenager, going to like house parties and like all that kind of stuff. It's just a lot of fun to see play out. But they're also setting up some really interesting facets of the show. Like I think Dacre Montgomery as Billy, I think they're setting up as this very interesting secondary antagonist that's like honestly kind of scary. Like that guy brings so much intensity to this role that every time he's on screen, even though he hasn't, I mean, I take that back. He almost ran over kids this episode, but he hasn't explicitly fallen through and done anything terrible quite yet, other than scaring the kids and almost running them over, which is wild to say. But
he had confidence they were going to be spry and get out of the way.
He believed in them. But even though he hasn't done anything necessarily, you're still kind of like, oh my God, that guy could blow up at any moment and do some harm. And plus, like, God, he looks good. Did you see the abs? Holy shit. If I look like that, I would walk around in a leather jacket with no shirt underneath all day. I don't even think he showed up to a Halloween costume party with a costume on. I think that's just what he wears on Friday nights.
It'd be sweaty, though.
It would be very sweaty.
Like sticky.
But you know, people like that.
Sure.
They love the stink.
Some people do. Want to give them a good thrustle.
We'll hold on to the love handles, you know? But another thing they're adding to the show that I think is great is this theme of loneliness that's playing across several characters. You know, we're dealing with Eleven's loneliness, being cut off from everybody that she knows, the few people that she knows, Mike mainly. Mike's loneliness, Will and Nancy are also experiencing that as well. And it's interesting what they're doing there. And I love how it's sort of blossoming with the relationship with Steve and Nancy, because you really understand both those characters, because Nancy is just racked with guilt and you feel so awful for her. Like she blames herself for what happened to Barb. And she is just cracking under this pressure of no one cares. No one's even looking for her. And she can't even tell her parents what happened to her. And Steve, the way he's handling it is he doesn't think they can do anything about it because of the government's involvement. So his solution is to just try to forget and try to act like normal teenagers. And he's not necessarily listening to her, but you understand what he's trying to do and you feel bad for him. You feel bad for both of them because it's a awful situation for a young person to be in. I mean, he's a senior in high school and she's a junior. And like, that's just such an incredible burden to put on someone at that age. And then lastly, the last thing I'll say is the way they're handling the boys growing up a year older, I think is very organic and natural. Like the way Dustin and Lucas are starting to, they have a little crush on Max, right? And they're kind of playfully like competing for her in a weird way. But then the way that Mike, and even though this is ground zero for Mike being a miserable fuck in the show. And I think this is the first episode where I'm actively like, Mike, shut up. God, you suck. You get it. Like if I were a kid that age, I would also be like super jealous and upset. Like the girl that I have an interest in is presumably even dead.
Yeah, when my first girlfriend like went into another dimension, I was insufferable for a good 6 months.
We've all been there, man.
It's lonely.
But no, another excellent episode. I think they're setting up the rest of the season very, very strongly. And I look forward to, because this I think is the season I've seen the least amount.
Yeah.
No, actually I take that back. I remember the least about. Let me
I think it gets typically flack as being the worst season. I could be wrong. Andy claims that a lot of people hate season 3, which I said claims in a very condescending. He makes such a strange claim.
And he claims that Ted's a good person.
This could he does make that claim. That could be true, which I would find very bizarre, but I've basically seen them the most depending on how old they are, because I always rewatch entirely before each season comes out. So this is my 6th rewatch of season 1. My 4th or 5th of season 2, and I've only seen 3 like 2 or 3 times, and so on and so on. I've only seen season 4 once. That's going to be exciting.
Same.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Back to Eddyville and stuff.
I'm excited for that one.
This episode's really good. I think it, like you said, it's an episode 2, so it's just kind of cementing, slightly furthering, doing the business of, we've got the kind of Chinatown mystery of the pumpkins, and we've got this more insight into the relationship between Hop and Eleven, and she's very understandably cooped up and angry, but also you completely understand how protective and vigilant Hop is. So that's just kind of a tragic circumstance. Same with Mike. Like we understand why he feels the way that he feels, and he's probably handling it pretty well, in fact. But also with all of his friends being so fun to be around and such great characters, it does kind of like exacerbate what an asshole it seems like he's acting. But yeah, I mostly like with Sadie Sink and Dacre Montgomery is where my head's at. Like they're such great additions to this cast. Like that's always
Agreed.
That's always the tough trick when you have like a second season or a sequel movie to just such a great cast of core characters that have such great chemistry are the newbies that you're trying to ramp up the stakes with, up the ante with, gonna mesh well with the vibe. And I think Sadie Sink as Max is incredible. Just immediately one of the best characters. And then Dacre's such a compelling villain. I paused for so long because it's like, he's not a villain, right? He's just a kid. But he's a piece of shit kid.
Yeah, he's it's one of those characters where, and we don't know too much about him yet, but as what we know of him so far, he seems really scary and clearly an antagonist. And I think we've all met people like that in our lives, where when we first meet them, they scare us, they're hostile. But when you know more about them, know about their story, it doesn't necessarily absolve their behavior, but you definitely understand, they're also victims of something themselves. Right.
It just says a lot about Tommy and what a leech and a tick he is, that he's automatically like the beta to.
Yeah, that guy just trolls around looking for a stronger
to Billy's alpha when he was with Steve before. Yeah. I need somebody to go, to.
Mm-hmm. that oneer when right after Billy does the keg stand and they go into the party and then there's a new keg king, Harrington, is really funny because the way the oneer shoots, you get that line read from Tommy. Steve takes off his glasses, and then there's just this pause where no one does or says anything while the camera slowly starts to follow Nancy.
But it like lingers on Tommy for a second.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah. And Steve, to his credit in that scene, is kind of like, What?
There was a keg king.
Yeah. Was that me or
When did
do
I
I
win
need
that?
to vote or why are you talking to me?
I don't know any of these other kids in this room.
Where's Nancy? Yeah, so those are our overall thoughts. It's going to be a fun discussion. I should have said it at the top of the show, but we covered this show back in 2017, this season rather, and we're redoing it in celebration of and anticipation of season 5 coming out soon. But we are making the show with the idea that you have already watched the show before in mind. So there might be some spoilers for future episodes. Just keep that in mind as you're listening to our coverage. And we're just having fun here. We love the show. We're just trying to make you laugh.
Yeah.
And remind you what happened. Every now and then we might have an insight or two, but don't expect it.
Don't expect much from us.
So let's get right into it right after a quick break to hear from one of our sponsors. And we're back. And Netflix describes this episode thusly. After Will sees something terrible on trick-or-treat night, Mike wonders whether Eleven's still out there. Nancy wrestles with the truth about Barb. I didn't know Nancy could wrestle.
Oh, you kidding me? Nancy is
pythons?
maybe the most dangerous character on this show.
Low center of gravity.
Nancy Wheeler.
Yeah, let's get into it. It says, basically, it starts with like a rewind of what happened to 11. We talked about this last week when I was positing questions that had already been answered. But yeah, I just don't think she could have survived out there that long. How long are we talking here? A couple days?
What, you mean out in the woods?
Yeah, it's cold.
Well, clearly she
starts a
knows how
fire.
to skin and burn a squirrel and survive off that. And she's mugging hunters left and right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I had a big joke about that later, but I wonder. She's wearing the same clothes. She's still wearing that like shitty dress of Nancy's. That's got to smell awful.
That quote bunk dress.
Is that my dress? Girl, I wouldn't admit that.
It's really funny. There's if you watch the trailer for season 5, in a couple shots, Nancy's wearing a dress very similar to that, and it cracks me up. Like, why are you wearing
That's
that,
just
Nancy?
her style.
What are you doing, girl?
That's her style. When she was mad, 11 was trying to cop it. But 11 was at like upside down school for a while after she disappeared the Demogorgon.
Yeah, this is immediately following the end of when she blew it up in the end of the first season.
Correct. She's running around the upside down school screaming for Mike. She hears soldiers like through the hole in the wall, like the paw print hole that the Demogorgon busted through. Mm-hmm. She kind of sees them and hides for a second, and then she makes the hole bigger with her mind and climbs through. The soldiers are gone that were just there, so I can assume there's some kind of time dilation.
We did a sweep. No one's here. We talked about this a little bit in our former coverage back in 2017, but I still think, even watching it today and knowing that the Duffers have gone back and George Lucas some special effects in previous season, I still think her walking through the halls and the upside down in this scene is some of the worst looking comping in the entire show.
Did you say that last time or something?
Yeah, I said it last time. I watch it again. I'm like, it just looks even worse now with age. And
I didn't notice it. I don't know if I noticed it last time, but
it's just when she like
didn't occur to me at all.
The shot when she's walking down the hall and there's like a shot from behind her and then it cuts to a shot in front of her. Like the vines that are on the floor, she's perfectly being able to walk over them, even though you can tell as she's walking over them, they're flat because it's a flat image that she's walking through. The comping is not ideal. And I kind of I was looking forward to seeing this shot specifically when I heard that the Duffers had kind of worked on some of the special effects to make them better.
Maybe they, like me, don't think it looks bad. You know?
Maybe.
So they didn't even think about it.
And maybe there's like, it's the upside down. It's supposed to look weird.
That's fair.
Yeah. I think if they said that, I'll be like, okay, I'll buy it. I still think it looks weird.
It's like Tron.
Tron.
It works or Tron Legacy. It works because it's a video, it's like this 80s video game, even though the CGI de-aging looks like shit.
Yeah.
In that movie. It's like,
You're talking about Clue?
What?
The character Clue?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm talking about fucking Tron Legacy. I just told you.
Not the board game, not the movie. We're talking about Tron Legacy, you idiot.
What does this have to do with the movie Clue? My brain reeled. I was like, who was de-aged in Clue? That was in the 80s. The fury I had for 3 seconds for you. Then I remembered his name is Clue. Anyhoozle.
Do I have ultimate power? Yeah. That's one of the best line deliveries in Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
Flynn, do I have control? Yeah.
Tron Legacy rocks.
I know. I fucking love that movie. Why has no one told us to watch that one?
Yeah, put that on the list.
Come on.
Smoke it. Or what? Wait, what? She goes to the Wheeler's house, and this is a sad scene. Like, we got Ted being a fucking ridiculous, like there's cops and feds everywhere. We're all patriots here.
Patriots here.
Salute. But then Mike,
is there any boot around here I can lick? I would love to lick a boot right now.
but Mike's in the other room. If I knew, I wouldn't even tell you, but I don't. But if I did, fuck you.
Fuck you.
I'm like, nice.
Hell yeah.
Now,
Hell yeah,
kid,
Mike.
you're going to be in big trouble if you keep that attitude.
Eat shit.
I love this part because the cop, I think this had to be on purpose. He's like, you're going to be in so much trouble. You know, if you got to tell us if you see her. Do you understand? And it's so funny because he said that to 11 like constantly, right? Like that was their thing. Do you understand? And it had to be on purpose that they like used that intonation again. I don't know. It struck me as something that's said
Mike's
to
like, do I sound like a cop?
is that what I always wait?
Oh my God.
Am I the problem?
She's a very dangerous individual. It's so weird that they're still going with this line that she's this runaway Russian spy. She's very dangerous, Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler.
They want her.
Yeah, but it's just interesting that I guess Dr. Owens,
dangerous.
Yeah, but I guess Dr. Owens hasn't like come over and taken over that area of town yet because I feel like I don't know. I feel like maybe he would. It's just interesting that
I think he would still very much want her to not be on the streets, but also, yeah, this is just like directly after.
Yeah.
And they're not wrong. She is she will like snap your neck with her mind.
I'm wondering like, what are the neighbors thinking? Because there's like every cop car in the county is at the Wheeler household.
Gossiping.
And then do you think Ted just like, mind your own business, nothing happened. We were watching the game and I had some friends over. That's all it was.
He's 1,000% just telling everyone.
I work for the government now. Yeah. I'm an honorary FBI agent.
As a patriot. And he's not lying. They're like, he's just delusional.
Yeah.
They wanted my help in uncovering some kind of commie conspiracy. I did my part.
They knew that I'm vigilantly watching the streets. I'm part of the neighborhood watch.
That's right.
And they know they can come to me for
I never show up to the meetings because they make me sleepy.
They're too late.
But I'm part. Yeah.
6:30 p.m. is too late.
But I'm part of them. But they notice Mike looking outside because he can like sense that 11 is there, right?
Does he see her?
I'm not sure.
Like through the crack in the window?
Obviously he didn't, right? Because then he would be like more confident she's alive. You ever been in a house that's brightly lit looking outside at night?
I hate
can't
it.
quite be sure what you're seeing out there. It's pitch black comparatively.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's going on is I'm sure he sees like an outline or has like a sense, but
it could be a vision.
Doth my mind deceive me kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I went full Shakespeare there.
I love it though. I wish you would go full Shakespeare more often, honestly.
Then she's hiding alone and scared is the last shot we get of her before the title. And it's
Poor
sad.
11.
It's sad.
That shot of her hiding under the tree crying breaks my heart.
It's heartbreaking. That's why. Hopper. We cut to back to the present. Hopper is cooking that French toast.
Looks yummy.
And I remember Andy loved this scene
Yeah,
in our original coverage. And it is a great scene.
I love this scene.
Ghost.
The way he turns around and they've got the jump scare music and she's just this cute, adorable little kid with a sheet on her head.
Ghost. He's like, yeah, I see that.
Halloween.
And she posits that the ghost costume would be safe to go trick-or-treating in because nobody would recognize her. And he's like, absolutely not. Right? And then
That's a risk.
famously, he offers to come home early from work and eat candy and watch movies with her. And he calls it a COM promise. Halfway happy, a compromise. Teaches her that word.
Halfway happy. Home by 515.
Then he musses her hair.
And she smiles.
Yeah, she was in fact halfway happy. Hope he doesn't ruin it.
Come on, Hopper. How could you disappoint that girl?
You got to, mark all the gooey trees. You lose track of time. The Joyce can't find Will. She has a little bit of PTSD there, but it turns out he's just like taking a shit. Mom.
I feel so bad for Joyce because I can only imagine if your son goes missing.
Yeah.
And then the morning almost repeats itself exactly like the day he went missing.
Do you
Like,
think she
Jonathan,
does that
where is
every
he?
day?
Probably. I
He's
wouldn't
not
blame
in
her.
bed. Mom, I'm always just in the bathroom.
Oh, God.
I shit every morning. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm regular. This is good.
Will, light a match.
Yeah, did they have bathroom fans in the 80s? Probably some people, like the rich people did.
Probably.
Like car phone. They were like car phones.
Rich people had these two things, car phones and bathroom fans.
I've seen Casino. And then Will's putting on his Ghostbuster outfit, getting ready for school. They're going to go to school dressed up. And she finds his picture of the Mind Flayer. And he's like, it's just some story I'm working on. That's all.
I'm going to start pitching it to some people in Hollywood. It's a really cool story.
I'm making
idea.
a lookbook.
Yeah, lookbook. And she was right. Will is a great artist because
it is well
that
drawn.
drawing of the Mind Flayer is really cool. Like that would be something that I'd be willing to like have a poster of in my room.
They just took
you know?
that from the concept artist and put it in the show.
I wish the concept artist would also have written in the corner, Will Byers. Like he signed his own works.
Yeah, you gotta do it in character. Yeah. We get this montage of everybody getting their photo taken before they go to school in their costumes.
It's so cute. And we get Erica.
We meet Erica.
For the first time.
Not Rabbit Dog in a Barbie car.
No.
Erica in the show.
The Erica in America.
Lucas's sister. That's right.
Erica Sinclair. And it's so funny because you get to see what all the parents are like Dustin's mom is adorable, like Dusty Buns, and he's getting into it. Lucas is like flexing, but then Erica
takes him down a peg.
Knows how to take that kid down. Like,
no wonder you only hang out with boys. Nerd. And then was it Mike that's not having it?
Yeah, poor Karen is just trying to make some memories over here. And
I
Mike's
love
like,
that.
Mom, I fucking hate you, God.
Karen's like, say who you gonna call? No.
Ghost.
I got 11's just back there. Can't see me.
That is cute too, that Mike is dressing up as the person who catches ghosts and 11 was trying to dress up as a ghost.
Aww.
So maybe she was like spying on him the way she does and knew he was going out as a Ghostbuster and was like, I could maybe organically run into Mike if I pretend to be a ghost.
Yeah, and then he would catch me.
Yeah.
Put me in that little box.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like a good idea on paper, but Dustin does have the ghost trap 11 run, okay? He will put you in prison.
Anywho, Mike and Lucas are both Venkman, and that is a controversy. And this is actually really funny because obviously Mike thought Lucas was going to be Winston because he's black. And Lucas calls him out on that.
Yeah.
Why don't you be Winston? He's like, oh, obviously I can't be Winston.
And very importantly, Mike was like, I can't do that in this climate, Lucas. I might run for office when I'm an adult.
He's like, no, Winston's lame. He's the last one to join. You know, he didn't come until halfway through the movie.
Listen, I got to say, I will not stand for the Winston slander
there is some,
by these kids.
Unheard of to me Winston slander going on here.
Winston rocks, okay?
He's not even a scientist.
He's not a scientist, you're right. He shows up late in the movie, correct. I wish he showed up earlier because Winston rocks. I will not take this Winston slander.
Also, you have no defense. You're just disagreeing. That's all you need to say.
He's got his ear to the ground, baby. He knows what the common man wants. He's the relatable one of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Definitely not Stance. Go get him, Ray.
I love how they're the only one in costume. They thought everybody was going to dress up. Where do they decide these things?
Guys, it's so true, though. There is a point in a young kid's life when you realize, oh, everyone's way more mature than I am. Who decided this? I think I told this story when we first covered this, but for me, that was 7th grade. Because 6th grade was awesome. Like everyone in my class, we were all friends. Everybody was like super chill with each other. And we would play on the playground and have a great time. Summer break happens. 7th grade starting. Oh, I can't wait to see all my buddies. And then there were cliques just out of nowhere. Like people were like, this is my group and you're not my group and I'm going to make fun of you and be mean. And I had a really hard time adjusting to that because I just didn't understand like what happened. It's been 3 months and now everyone's so mean.
Yeah.
And so I think I missed like 31 days of 7th grade because I was so just depressed and I hated it. It was rough.
Wow. He missed a whole month.
Yeah.
One of the long ones.
Yeah. Wasn't sick. I just would cry when I would have to go to school because I just didn't understand it.
I was never popular. And I had a rough middle school because I was a big kid. I was really poor and stuff, but I adapted. by high school, I did so many drugs. And I'm not saying this is a solution for anybody else. I'm just telling you what worked for me. I was so fucking high that I'm not going to say I was cool, but nobody picked on me or bothered me or thought ill of me. Mm-hmm. That guy's wild. He's literally tripping balls. It's 7:30 in the morning. He took 40 Robitussin. Leave him alone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I kind of had carte blanche. I'd walk around the halls and stuff, dap everybody up. And they're just like, but also I had a 4.0 because I love to get high and read. So joke's on them.
If you're going to get high, reading sounds pretty awesome.
That's it did to me. Also, school in Kentucky, not hard.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Not difficult. I'm sorry you had a hard time. I wish you had done more drugs is what I was trying to say.
I should have.
You would have felt better.
The way I coped was I became the kid that like you could dare to do stuff. Like, Steve, I'll give you a quarter if you do X, Y, and Z.
Sure.
And I would do it. And that's how I gained some more like social capital.
Yeah.
Thankfully, by the time freshman year, ninth year rolled around, like that had sort of ironed itself out and I got used to things. And by the end of high school, I was, I was friends with pretty much every group again, but it was it was a hard adjustment at first for me.
Yeah, as you were speaking and I was thinking of ways to make it funny or make fun of you. I was also thinking about my son who's 12 and how life's about to just get complicated for no reason.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I think he has a pretty chill time at school as far as I know. He doesn't talk much though. Not that he's like, but I just meant like he's like his mother and he's not a very like outwardly emotional person.
Yeah.
Unlike his father, who definitely is. And so it's like, how was your day? Good. This is kind of how he is.
That's how young boys are. Mm-hmm. Like our boys are the same. Like if they come back from school, how was school today? It's fine. Anything cool happen? No. All right. Well, come to me if it doesn't.
I think I've told you this before, but advice that I got was to ask hyper-specific questions. And that's kind of how I try to navigate that. Like,
yeah,
how was third period? And he'll be like, it does not compute. Must answer must actual answer.
Ghost. Math.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, these poor guys, I knew exactly how they felt, if not specifically. I love that in the background, somebody goes, who are you going to call, nerds? Or who are you going to call? The nerds.
The nerds.
Yeah.
I really wish one of them would have been real clever, Cynthia.
Max walks by Dustin and Lucas. They try to like hype themselves up to talk to her, but then miss their window.
Let's go in. I love this one little line by Lucas because he's like, we can go talk to her. We're dressed up like the Ghostbusters. We look like nerds. And he's like, what, you don't think she likes the Ghostbusters? No, of course she likes the Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's not a problem at all, my guy. She clearly likes the Ghostbusters. Yeah. Everyone does.
We're all Gen X.
Let's engage.
Joyce, we're latchkey kids. We drink water from the hose.
Yeah. God damn it.
Joyce shows Hopper the picture Will drew. I'm going to get my ass beat in the Discord. I don't like your tone, millennial.
Why don't you eat your avocado toast?
That's why you can't buy a house.
Nerd.
Piece of shit. Joyce shows Hopper the picture that Will drew. She didn't believe him. She knows something's a muck, right? She knows he lied. And Hopper tries to allay her fears. He's like, look, Dr. Owens is right. Like, I know about this PTSD thing. I was in Nam. There's going to be some companion novels that talk about this and how I know this. Just make it through the first few weeks. I think it's going to be fine. She needs a ciggy, but his filterless cigarettes are way too strong. It has them reminiscing about smoking cigarettes between 5th and 6th period. Oh, man. Poor Bob Newby. Can't compete with Hop.
No.
You know?
I know. What kind of cigarette does she give Joyce? Because she reacts pretty strongly to it.
It's filterless.
Filterless?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what. Yeah. Okay.
It's they're just stronger.
Okay.
It doesn't look like a roll up unless he's like amazing. I'm pretty good at rolling dubs, but that looks like factory. Okay. I could rarely pull that off.
I just didn't know if there was like a specific brand that
it's probably
came
a
out
Camel.
with filterless.
Yeah, you could buy, at least back then for sure. I think you can still get them, but Camel, I think, was a really popular filterless brand.
Yeah. I never smoked, so I'm always a little behind on smoking knowledge. It's kind of like my beer knowledge. People are still coming at me with
you got to think about it like there's an extra, the smoke is so hot because you're burning a leaf to create the smoke. That's how smoke is, that you want to inhale.
What?
Right. And with a filter, there's like an extra inch. It doesn't actually filter out the harmful chemicals or whatever, like was purported. But what it did do was cool the smoke down. It makes a much less harsh, smoother kind of draw.
Oh, okay.
And so if you smoke a joint or a filterless cigarette, you ever smoked a joint?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing, right? It's very coffee.
Okay.
So she was just not used to it. That's all. She's got those probably Winston Light 100s,
Yeah.
It's
I just love Hopper. What was they used to share cigs between 5th and 6th period, and Mr. Cooper caught them. I love his little, hey, assholes.
Yeah.
That impression. It just, he sounded like what your voice sounds like when you talk into a talk boy and do the voice modulator. Hey, kids, we're home from work.
And they went to high school in what, the 60s probably?
Probably,
maybe the early 70s, but
late
probably
60s, early 70s
the 60s.
At earliest, yeah.
No, it had to be the 60s, right? But because Jonathan's like 17. But I was thinking about how, God, teachers used to, even I had teachers that would talk to you like that. Hey, fuckers. You know what I mean?
Those are the best ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We had a teacher that would call us bags, like BAGS, which is...
What other way would I have spelled it?
Well, I just wanted to make it clear in case someone thought I was saying the F one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was okay.
But specifically, he would call us old bags.
Sure.
Sometimes.
Like balls?
Do your homework, you old bags.
Is he calling you? Because I read a fantasy novel where the wizard used to use that expletive to mean balls. Like, bags, boy. And he meant...
Please finish this novel.
I've read it 100 times.
Oh, okay.
It's not very good. It's called the Sword of Truth series. It's by Terry Goodkind.
Oh, I thought you said you were writing a novel.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I read it.
Oh, okay.
You thought I was writing one.
I thought you were writing one. I'm like, that's fucking genius.
No.
Just having a weird wizard. Bags, boy. Come on.
No. But then we go back to the lab people over at the lab, of course. And they're going back to the goo gate. It's Shepherd 2 yet again. And I'll be honest, taking notes and kind of zoning out. Like, they have video feed in the Upside Down. Clearly, he goes in there a lot, just like he burns the tendrils a lot, right? Like, how's it looking, cowboy? Same as usual.
They've got some sort of relay that I guess takes measurements.
Is that what they're fixing? Like a camera in there?
Yeah, it's like a camera and like some sort of antenna. I think that they're getting information from the Upside Down.
And it gets like cooked frequently, I guess.
Yeah.
So they have to go fix it. But then we see that Dr. Owens is very nervous rewatching Will's medical interview. And even though he was very cavalier in there, you get the idea because he's got that stress ball that he does not think it's PTSD. Mm-hmm. He was completely bullshitting them. He's very upset by what Will's experiencing. He thinks something major is happening, or at least
the evil that
nervous that it might be. Yeah.
Because what they're fixing is the thing that caused the alarms to go off last week or the last episode. And so now that's all fixed. The boards are back up. But I think because of all the stuff just keeps happening, maybe he realized like, oh, maybe there is an evil presence or something. Mm-hmm. Something is afoot that we don't know of happening in this Upside Down.
It's nothing worse than when it's afoot. Quentin Tarantino.
Shepard was using that relay to send you guys naughty words.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember any of the words. They're so fucking weird. I was going to make a joke. BDSM broomstick.
I don't even know what that is. Shepard, your mind's going crazy down there.
We cut to Nancy and Steve studying in the library, and she breaks her pencil, goes to sharpen it. She sees a girl who from behind looks like Barb, and she gets kind of traumatized, sharpens her pencil all the way down.
That girl really does look like Barb to the point where I'm surprised Nancy hasn't just like, will you move?
Yeah.
Please.
Or be my friend.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
What if she's like the reverse Barb?
What would reverse Barb be?
Rob. I don't know.
Like she likes to party, though?
She likes to party. She's a jock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She like pie faces
Pure
Nancy.
fuel.
Yeah,
it's Barb. But she remembers Barb's last words. Steve goes to check on her, and she's like, I can't keep doing this. They go in like a closet, or like the Criterion closet, or like maybe this is where they keep the microfiche and the microfilm.
Well, there was some projectors in there.
That's what I think.
I think it's like a little study room. You know how like in colleges you can rent out little study rooms that are quiet and small like that? I think that's what that is.
NKU offered that?
Oh, yeah.
Really? I know the library was pretty quiet typically. It's where I would snort a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they have little small rooms like
Unbothered.
that have like whiteboards. And so you and like another person can maybe go down there and plan stuff or have a quiet place to read. There's usually only like 5 or 6 of them in KU, I think. But
Sounds like something nerds do.
along with a microfilm and microfiche.
Steve, you can't rent these out every day when you don't have a project.
Watch me.
Everybody forgot about Barb. It's like Dre of this universe, and she's upset about it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Justice for Dre.
Yeah. Everybody run around, talk about Demogorgons like I ain't got none. What, you think I killed them all?
Nope. Steve wants to go to Tina's stupid party and pretend like they're stupid teenagers.
Actually, we should edit that scene at the end of season 1 with a can full of gas and a handful of matches. Demo still got out. We could do it.
Yeah, we could.
Steve says that the government is going to kill them if they tell. He's like, you're losing your mind, Nancy. Get your shit together. Let's just party. Let's just party. We're partying. Yeah, and look what happened to JFK. Like, he's not wrong, but at the same time, he's highly insensitive. Was that too controversial?
No, I just thought that was funny.
He was going to pull out a nom.
Can't have that.
I think if the CIA didn't do it, we'd know who did it within a week.
Yeah. It was, who's the guy what's that guy's name?
Lee Harvey.
Lee Harvey Oswald. That's right.
And he's like, look, let's just go to Tina's stupid party tonight. I mean, it's very, when Barb first died, Steve, like he already had to make amends for this. She almost hit him with a bat.
Yeah.
You know, it's insensitive of him, but I do see his point. But at the same time, all he had to do was, you know what, let's just stay home tonight. We can talk about it. Let's figure out something we could do that would make you feel better. Like, I understand what you're saying, but we can't do that. Like, that would have been.
Steve didn't have anyone to walk up to him and say, like, it's the anniversary effect.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dr. Owens would have been more helpful. Dustin, it's interesting that you say that as a joke, but also totally makes sense to why this is hitting Nancy more now.
Yeah.
Because that is a thing. Like,
It is.
The first few years that I was sober, when I got my coin for the first couple of years, was the most that I wanted to drink, you know? So that's totally a thing.
Exactly. And we know Steve doesn't really have good support other than Nancy. Like, we know his parents are kind of at emotionally distant at most, right? And then he doesn't really have any other friends seemingly than Nancy now.
We lost Tommy and Carol, which is a good thing.
Very good. His life is on the up and up.
That's like losing a skin tag. You don't miss it.
No.
Dustin and Lucas finally approach Max. Oh, hi, the stalkers. Whoa.
Well,
One of the best little lines in this entire show is when Max, who's also a fan of Ghostbusters, obviously. Is that why you're wearing the proton packs? Because the bullies? Dustin doesn't clue into her sarcasm and says, these don't function.
Oh, these don't function.
But the trap does. Like, it's so subtle. Maybe it's not, but it's so fucking brilliant.
I love that line. It makes me laugh. It's just as funny as like, oh, of course you like Ghostbusters. Like, it's just this knowledge that this is the baseline, right? We know she's cool.
Oh, these don't function.
And look at this ghost trap. Isn't it dope? Because it is cool. Like,
it's also brilliant writing because it's a Chekhov's ghost trap. Because that's eventually what he catches Dart in, right?
Yeah.
Short for D'Artagnan.
Yes.
But it also just operates as this throwaway joke. Like, it's brilliant. But they invite her out trick-or-treating. She says that's, I think I commented on this back in 2017, but the idea that they're super nerdy, smart kids who are super into like the ham shack radio and how compasses work, but wouldn't know what the word presumptuous means.
Yeah.
Especially Dustin, who's like kind of the most nerdy of them, is silly, but it does play as funny because the whole him walking, you know, Lucas, is that bad? Son of a bitch, is that bad?
Is that bad? It is. It is funny. It kind of works. I get what you're saying because Dustin is played up as the smartest of them all.
Now, science nerd is different than like literature nerd, which is what I was.
I don't think presumptuous is showing up in a lot of like science papers or sci-fi stuff, you know?
That's fair. But they probably read Asimov.
True. And presumptuous, if you didn't know what the word is, it sounds a little bit like scrumptious or something. So you could see where he's like, that's good, right?
Yeah.
Presumptuous.
I'm presumptuous as fuck.
Son of a bitch, Lucas, is that bad?
She doesn't answer though. And he says, meet us at the Maple Street cul-de-sac at 7. And there's the whole is it bad thing. We cut back to 11 watching TV. That's all she gets to do. I like that she switches channels several times and then stops on a romance because she's lonely. She's missing Mike. And
Aghast.
that's funny to me because Millie Bobby Brown's British and she had to like mock herself. Aghast. But that's how she actually says it.
Yeah. She was allowed to be herself for one shot.
Yeah, it was a little meta there. It's funny because if you watch her in interviews, she's only occasionally British now because she's lived in America for so long. Kind of sad, we lost one.
Man.
Those mythical British people.
I wish they were real.
She sees a squirrel in the window, which sends her into a flashback of the time she robbed a probably nice man.
And just
like he's
launched
made
the
to
squirrel.
look all invasive and creepy, but all we know he said was, hey, are you okay? You're clearly a homeless child in the woods. And she was like, whoosh, give me that hat,
Cracked
bitch.
his skull with a flaming log.
A flaming squirrel, I thought. Wasn't it the squirrel?
It was the fire log.
Oh.
Because the squirrel was on a spit and then a log that was on the fire lifted up and
Maybe
zapped
we
out.
argued about this 8 years ago, but every time I see this, I think it's the squirrel. And that's so funny to me. That's way more.
I think if she threw the squirrel at him, he would have a much different reaction. It wouldn't have knocked him out. He'd be like, what the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's way more plausible that it's the log based on the effect on him it has. I thought she chucked a flaming squirrel at him.
That is objectively funnier.
Damn it, I'm dumb.
Oh my God.
She killed the squirrel with her mind. Well, at least she didn't do that to him. Just like throw him into a tree and roast him.
Last time we did
just
this,
cranking the hunter on the spit.
meat's back on the menu, boys.
She's a fucking cannibal now.
It's a very different show. There's a Russian telekinetic cannibal in the woods of Hawkins now.
Let me write it. It'd be more interesting.
I remember Andy
Bags,
was
boy.
so tickled by this in our previous coverage. Her just flinging the squirrel against the tree.
We miss Andy here.
R.I.P.
Yeah, she takes his jacket and hat and rolls out. Hop shows up to the station and there's a truck of rotting pumpkins in the parking lot. And there's another farmer who thinks their farm has been poisoned.
Eugene.
Meryl did it.
That goddamn Meryl. It's a pumpkin conspiracy.
Isn't it possible it's just kind of getting colder out here? Look at these hands. You know why they look like this? Because you're old.
I'm old as fuck.
Damn right, boy. And I've been farming for 50 years, right? And we find out that damn near everybody who owns a farm has pumpkins that look like that. All the crops are dead. That catches Hop's attention. Outside the school, Max shows up to Billy's car. He says she's late. And if she's ever late again, she's going to skate home. And he hates this area. It smells like shit. I don't even see any cows. What do you mean it smells like cow shit? Have you seen the high school girls? Low blow. And then he's like, we're stuck here. And whose fault is that?
And she whispers, yours.
What is that? I don't know why he gets so angry about this.
What's that?
He's just easy to set off, right?
It's not my fault. Say it.
Say it's your fault.
Say your name.
So then he speeds.
Do that bit where he's like, say it. And then when he snaps, he goes, say it.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Poor Max. The kids are biking up ahead. Oh, your little hillbilly friends? No, I don't even know them. But it is her friends. Kind of. She likes them. He says he's going to kill them if she doesn't say it.
Do I get bonus points if I get all of them in one go?
My notes say Jesus. He was going to kill him because he doesn't like slow down. They just happen to get out of the way, right?
He does swerve into the other lane at the last second.
No, it's because she grabs the wheel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He was going to kill them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If a game of chicken, he would win. Mm-hmm. He was willing to go to prison for the rest of his life for this bit. Mm-hmm. And I respect that.
I kind of felt like I wondered if I was a monster because jokingly, I have often seen someone crossing the road and turned to the person in the passenger seat and said, do I get bonus points if I get all of them in one go?
You're just a pop culture aficionado.
10 points?
My mom used to say that.
Okay. All right. So make sure.
She was even worse about it. She was like, old people are worth more points. She would say shit like that.
Because they've lived longer.
I don't know. And I like how they whisper Mad Max, because he's still got like the Mad Max muscle car. And even though she's not driving it, it's
That's
the whole
really
vibe.
funny. Was that Mad Max? Do you think, are they saying, oh, well, they know that she drives in that car, but I just thought it would be funny if they were like, holy shit, was that the Mad Max? Because the car almost ran them over.
The actual Mel Gibson one.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any slurs when he drove by.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's probably not him. By the way, the farm he goes to, you said it was Eugene's?
Yeah.
Pumpkins are 2 for $4. That's not as good of a deal as the other farm, which was 2 for $3.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. He's not gonna sell as many. He's already being undercut. But all the pumpkins are rotten again. Even the trees are rotting. Powell and Callahan are at a different rotten farm. He's on the walkie with them. Callahan's in the back. It smells like a nursing home, man. And I love the bit where he's like, don't touch it with your hands, use gloves. This could be poison. And he's already back there fingering it. And Powell's like, copy. He asks for marking flags. He wants to see if it's really smart. He wants to see if it's spreading. So if he marks them with the flags, comes back in a couple days and it's beyond the flags, he knows that it's spreading and that's a bigger issue.
Yeah.
So very clever of him. Very noble work that he's doing. Unfortunately, though, he's letting 11 down. Bob is teaching Jonathan how to operate the camcorder. I forgot those old camcorders. Maybe they still work this way. I don't think so. I don't use a lot of cameras. You do, Steve. But the whole like P to zoom, W to zoom out or whatever. Why are those the letters? It bothers me.
Oh, I don't.
Should be ZI and ZO or
Honestly, yeah, it's a good question.
I'm sure it stands for something that makes sense to nerds.
Yeah. I don't even know if they even say that
I keep
anymore.
using that pejoratively like I'm not a nerd.
You're very much a nerd. You're a huge nerd.
It's fun for me to pretend.
There's a nerd hierarchy.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, for sure. And Joyce warns Will to take it easy out there, even though Jonathan's going to be his chaperone. And Jonathan's complaining on the drive there. I don't get what she sees in Bob Newby. Because we get the whole
it doesn't suck. Bob, I see what she sees in
Bob
Newby.
rocks.
Bob rocks.
And, Jonathan's like, tells Will he can go on his own. And the kids are arguing outside the car. Don't cross the streams. They're having fun. He says, look, just be back at Mike's by 9 o'clock, because he has sympathy for him. Like everything's probably fine. You got to live your childhood.
And he loves his little brother.
You're a latchkey kid. Just go drink from the hose, man.
Here, take the camera and take video evidence that you were with your friends at night. In case this falls back on me.
That's right. And Jonathan still has the party for Tina's flyer or the flyer for Tina's party.
I wonder if Jonathan like looked at the flyer like, oh shit, this thing doesn't start till 10. What do I do?
Yeah, it is kind of a lame party. It's going on pretty early. But the party is wild.
It is wild.
This is a classic party. And
they crown the newest keg king.
Yeah, Billy's doing a keg stand.
Eat it, Harrington.
And he's with Billy. We talked about all that earlier. He presses down on Harrington. Nancy doesn't have time for that shit. She immediately gets disgusted by this childish bravado and goes to get wasted, right? And get some pure fuel. Pure fuel. Girls on film.
Love that
I'm
song.
surprised I haven't shouted that more throughout this episode because watching this episode does something to me. And I say that for days on end. I actually watched this a few days ago and I've still been walking around going, girls on film.
It's a catchy song.
It is.
You said something really funny before we started recording. You were like, I love the way he says it. I don't know if it's Duran or Duran.
I don't know which one's which.
That was a really funny joke.
You're welcome. And that was just for you.
I know. I wanted to share that with everyone because I enjoyed it so much.
I love their voices. But she's just being a stupid teenager. Who cares, Steve? Bob's back home, jamming to some Kenny Rogers.
And Dolly.
Yeah, but he's there for the Kenny Rogers.
He's there for Kenny, yeah, that's true.
And she's stiff as a board. Is that an Easter egg for the craft?
Or maybe just light as a feather, stiff as a board.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, it's just a common idiom. But he's like, look, maybe we should move out of Hawkins. Whoa, Nelly, right? I fucking love him. He's so charming.
Yeah.
Like he's acknowledging this is a crazy step in our relationship. I don't mean to scare you. I'm just positing that maybe you'd be more comfortable far removed from where all this crazy shit happened.
Yeah. And he really cares about her. And he, like that little bit where she's like, this isn't a normal family. And he just the way he says, but it could be like, oh, it brings me like I get choked up. Just the earnestness. And you can tell he really does want to be in this family because he loves Joyce and it's so sweet.
He does. Let's move to Maine. Or we could just go make out. Again, I love that. It's my favorite
As long
thing.
as they don't move to Derry, Maine, they'll be fine.
I love that ding dong transition. Ding dong. With the doorbell rings, he goes to answer that it's trick-or-treaters. But it's the boys trick-or-treating at a different house. It's a really great transition.
It is good.
Oh, I love you little exterminators. That's funny.
If you dress up as a Ghostbuster today, you'll still get that.
Really?
Yeah. When I worked at the movie, well, this is back in 2011. But like Hatter, myself, another manager at the time, Mikey J, we all dressed up as Ghostbusters and went to work.
Who was Venkman?
Oh, we were just ourselves. Our name tag just said ourselves.
Hatter wasn't Winston.
No, he was not Winston. Mikey J was. No, and there were people who were like, why are you guys dressed up as exterminators? And we're like, what do you mean? Do exterminators have these? And because we had proton packs on and everything.
You're like, yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's wild.
They spray, what's it called?
Ectoplasm?
No,
Oh.
that exterminators use.
What is that poison?
Ectoplasm? Fucking nerd.
Ecto cooler? Fun little bit about that house, by the way, with the woman who's like, little exterminators. That house is literally the house across the street from the exterior home they shoot for the Wheeler home.
Really?
So it's in the same neighborhood across the street from all those wide shots we see of Mike's house.
I don't like the show anymore.
It's too small now.
They have the iconic argument about Three Musketeers and nougat.
What are your thoughts on Three Musketeers?
We talked about this at the first time we covered this. I'm a fan of nougat personally. But I think it's funny that we ended up having our own version of this during season 4 with Andy's love of Heath bars.
Yeah.
And new listeners to the show won't even know what we're talking about. But Andy, when we did the Stranger Things 4 binge, how we used to record this show is that, we're on the East Coast. So Netflix episodes drop at 3 a.m. So we meet up around 2:30 a.m. Back then it was Andy's house. And we just prepare, we watch each episode, record afterward. We just marathon it all night like psychos.
Yeah.
But Andy had bought this giant Halloween bag of candy for us to eat while we watched each episode, and some pizza and all kinds of stuff. And I remember between some episode, he went to get more candy and I heard him go, fuck yeah, Heath bars.
And you and I made so much fun of him for it.
And I looked over at Steve and I looked back and was like, why is that exciting? That's like the worst one objectively by far. He's like, it's the best one. And in that was like Milky Way, Reese's Pieces, like all the classics, all the good ones.
Yeah.
And he went, fuck yeah, Heath bars. So we've never let him live that down.
Again, nothing wrong with Heath bars. They are good. It's just like of all the options, that was the one you geeked out over.
I mean, Andy just has the worst taste in candy bars. So I'm going to go Heath bar. I'm going to go zero. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. And he's not here to defend himself, which is why I'm bringing this up again.
Yeah. Get him while he's out.
He doesn't listen to this, so he'll never know. Fuck you, Andy.
Don't tell him in the Discord, you rats.
He won't read that either. It's impossible. He'll just be pretending to fish. But Max shows up and she's Michael Myers. And Mike is immediately annoyed that somebody has joined his party. Not just somebody, but a girl.
A girl.
Not just a girl, but somebody who's not 11. Mm-hmm. Right? He likes to be the one that has the only girlfriend in the group.
Only I'm allowed to have a girlfriend.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is how Lucas felt last season, and I am not empathetic, so that won't occur to me.
Nope.
I'm just going to be immediately upset.
Just a miserable fuck.
Hop is still out.
I do love Lucas's scream. It is really funny.
Yeah.
And Max makes fun of it. I never noticed this before, but when Max takes off her mask and starts making fun of him, there's another little kid behind her that was also scared by Lucas's scream. You can see this kid like
I hope it was just an extra that didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Hop is still out marking trees in the dark, and this is the second time this happens to him, but he hears that like warbling and scary stuff in the distance. He reaches for his sidearm. There's like a spooky cornfield. He's about to pull his gun, and some little boy almost gets shot.
Yeah.
Because he's out there just shooting his cap gun. Remember cap guns?
Oh, yeah. I had a bunch of those.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, those were fun.
They would produce smoke and everything.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, you could not do this today in 2025.
No. Nope.
Sneak up on a cop and bang, bang, bang.
But he realizes how late it is, and he's like, oh, fuck. Because he's like, you got me, kid. Happy Halloween. Oh, no. He's supposed to be back at 515.
Kid.
And it's got to be at least 845.
At minimum. Yeah. Real late.
He comes back for the candy to buy it off the kid because at least he's got to show up with what he promised, right?
He offers that kid a $5? A $5?
A $5. Elle is still, that's like one candy bar now. Elle is still watching TV. She's bored and alone. She doesn't appear to be super upset that it's so late yet. So maybe it's not that late. I mean, it probably gets dark in October pretty early in Indiana.
The timing of this is interesting because, yeah, she's not freaking out. And then when he calls her on the radio, she gets excited and he signals late in Morse code. And that's when she gets upset.
Yeah, she probably thought he was home or like parked and was going to walk over.
Walking in.
Yeah, so she knows Morse code. We find that out in the scene. And he says late, L-A-T-E. And then she gets another flashback of her trekking through the forest. This is where she finds the box with snacks. And this is what Hopper put the Eggos in at the end of season 1. And she just takes the Eggos of all the stuff that's in there and runs, which is funny.
She's like, I don't want this shit that's slow packed up.
Way better than Squirrel.
I don't have a microwave. I can't do anything with this shit.
I'm tired of eating that Hunter. I'm so glad I got some Eggos. We cut back to the boys and Max. They got some more full-size candies from the rich people. Rich people are such suckers.
Yeah, they are. Tubular.
You're not rich, are you? No, I live off Old Cherry Road, which is apparently not where rich people live because they seem placated by that. This is the whole totally tubular. And she's charmed by this mocking of her being from California.
It's a little piece of home.
That's right. Will is filming all these events with doing his job, you know.
These events must be documented.
I feel like you're definitely the Will of the group. We've said that before.
Yeah.
You'd have the camcorder for sure.
And I would have a meltdown and leave because I was too stimulated socially. That's exactly what would happen to me.
You'd fall on your back in the street. Mike complains about her joining the party and
she's ruining the best night of the year. No, Mike, that's you.
And he leaves poor Will out there. And then he gets scared by all these older bullies. Watch it, zombie boy. And then he falls into the upside down. It's such a cool shot. Yeah. And he's shouting for Mike. He sees the mind flare.
Ooh, when it like stands up or whatever and looks at him. Well, that's terrifying.
Yeah. And they find Will panicking on the ground.
I never noticed this, but so Will goes down like a little flight of stairs and then hides on the brick wall directly next to the steps. You can see the swirling mind flayer tendrils creeping down the stairs as it's zooming into him, as almost as like it's going to get him. So when Mike shows up and is startled, I think it's because the mind flayer was just about to get him too.
Very good. But Mike's protective of Will, but also taking this opportunity to also still be a dick. I got him. You guys have fun with your girl.
Oh, thank God. A reason for me to leave.
And Max is like, huh? Like she doesn't know that Will has been traumatized in the way that he's been. So, and the other kids can't tell her. Pure Fuel, cut back to the party. He's puking right as Jonathan shows up.
He's a little too topped up.
He got too much fuel.
Yeah.
And you can hear this ADR girl, ew, as he's vomiting. And he gets a goth baddie immediately. I mean, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Nancy should feel lucky because
Samantha. Like
she's into Jonathan.
Dude, I remember when we first saw this, we were all like, oh, I can't wait to see more of Samantha. Yeah. Like clearly that's going to be a character that pops up again.
Like the scene plays out like maybe a triangle or at least a friend of Jonathan's that might be joining in on the plot. And that's not the case. It's just somebody who was trying to hit on him at the party.
Yeah. This might be an Eggo, but he's like, kiss, pointing like, is that your costume? And she mistakes it as like, want to kiss? He's, oh no, your costume.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't think she was completely bamboozled by that. It was just, she was aware that it was an awkward thing to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a really charming scene.
I think Jonathan should know that she's clearly Susie from Susie and the Banshees. Just throwing that out there. Jonathan of all people should know she's not Kiss.
He does. He's hip to the music, you know?
Yeah.
Nancy wants more liquor or punch. And she gets in a fight with Steve. Screw you. And ends up spilling it on herself. I love how this is so ridiculous.
Was there one 80-yard person who in the back that was like, that's not coming out?
I think so. It's so funny to me that the party stops. Like there's like a record scratch.
And everyone looks.
Like Pure Fuel's out there puking. Like at least 20 people are fucking. Like Billy's out there doing keg stands. Nancy spilling the punch on her shirt is not stopping this party to a dead halt. It's ridiculous.
Look what Harrington did.
I've been to a few house parties. The spilling is the least of the worries. Okay. At least the punch spilling.
Right.
Now, if somebody spilled the cocaine, that would stop the party.
Record scratch for sure.
Yeah. I remember we were doing rails with this guy. We all had long hair, but he was a little too drunk. And so there's always the pile. And then you scrape some into the line for the next guy. That's the move, right? And we hand it to him, like we hold it for him, and his hair swipes the pile off of the glass, and he doesn't even know.
Licking the rug.
He comes up from his little toot, like what? And they're all licking well, it's in the bathroom, of course.
Oh,
yeah.
You're licking the bathroom floor tiles.
That stopped the party. Yeah. But no, not the spilling of the punch. But anyway, that's what happens. And everybody's just agog. She tries to wipe it in the bathroom. And this is where we get the iconic. And I remember, another thing I remember about 2017 is me, but I think all of us, but definitely me talking about how good of an actor she is being drunk. And a lot of times in shows, people aren't convincingly drunk. And Nancy pulls it off.
Yes, she does.
It's a good, proper slurring of the words at the right moments. The way the mind just kind of latches onto certain ideas, and because you think you're delivering a soliloquy of Shakespearean proportions,
right?
When you're saying these stupid drunk things, and she gives that vibe very well.
You're pretending everything is okay. Like
we're partying. We're partying.
We didn't kill Barb.
We're partying. This is partying.
This is bullshit. You're bullshit. Like that's some iconic Nancy shit right there.
Like we're in love, and that's what he latches onto. Like we're in love? You don't love me? You're bullshit.
Bullshit.
So he storms out, which I understand he's hurt, but now that I'm a grown up, I'm like, dude, you can't leave.
You can't leave her there.
Can't leave her wasted alone at this party.
Yeah.
Mike and Will are alone now talking about what's going on with Will, and he opens up to Mike and he says it's like being stuck between the slides on a viewfinder, and Will tells Mike to not tell the others about these visions he's having. And I love Mike. Of course, he's young, so he's super selfish. He takes this opportunity to bring up Levin. Right. Levin would understand.
Yeah. Well, he's like super cool.
You know how he knows she'd understand? Because I'd ask her constantly, understand? Mm-hmm. And she would not. So I know she'd understand this.
Yeah. Affirmation.
I asked her every few minutes.
Do you understand?
And she always did. So that's how I know Will. But this is touching because he's like, we'll go crazy together. Mm-hmm. Me and you, Will. And I remember once I was having a really dark time around 7 years sober. And I was thinking about drinking. And I called Jimmy, friend of the show, Jimmy, who's on the show sometimes. And I told him what's going on. And he never said, don't drink or anything like that, which would be the obvious response. Like, that's a terrible idea. What he said was, let's just go to a meeting. And if you don't feel better afterward, we'll both go drink. We'll go, because he's sober too. We'll go to the loony bin together, is what he said. His exact quote. And, it was touching. Because of course he didn't plan on doing that. He knew the meeting would work.
Yeah.
But that's the way he phrased it. It was like, let's just go to this and then we'll just,
Right.
And that's what this scene reminded me of.
What a real one.
He's a real one.
We love Jimmy here.
Who is that? We cut to Jonathan, who we talked about earlier, takes Nancy home. He puts her in bed, takes off her boots. And she has this like, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. She remembers. We laid in this bed together when we thought we were going to die. And you guarded me, I thought, but then you fell asleep.
Did you take off my shoes?
And I had to stay away. Nobody sleeps comfortably with high-heeled boots on.
I know.
You'll wake up with swollen feet, Steve.
Right.
We cut back to Hop. He's home, but she won't let him in. He begs, and finally she opens all the locks with her mind. She's got the TV in her room now.
That's a gangster move right there.
Yeah, like I'm gonna watch this by myself in here.
You don't deserve the TV, sir.
And it sucks too, because she doesn't even have good TV. She's got 80s TV. There's only like 7 things. Right. They're all terrible. Mm-hmm.
They stopped broadcasting shit at like 11 p.m.
Yeah, like it's not like she's been home all day with Netflix. Mm-hmm. I got to the end of Netflix.
I just and then Hop is like, I'm gonna eat all this candy.
Yeah, it's adorable.
It's very unhealthy to leave me by myself out here. I'll probably die.
She's not biting.
No,
and he knows it. flicks the wrapper.
He knows he messed up.
He tries to explain. It's not working. She's ignoring him. She gets to the static channel, which is, again, there's only 4 that are not static. And then she puts her blindfold on and she uses the static like she would use the radio and goes into the void. And she sees Mike on his walkie-talkie, day 353.
12 hours, 15 minutes.
And she says, Mike. And he kind of hears her, kind of doesn't, as he always does, right? He goes, 11?
It's kind of funny that he's like, just give me a sign. You don't even have to talk to me. Just give me a sign that you're okay. And then she's like, Mike. Oh, she's not here.
And he walks away and she has to watch him walk away. Can't say anything. She's not going to break the rule that thoroughly, right? She takes the blindfold off and cries. It's, again, heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. And Dustin gets home, still practicing tubular. There's more craziness going on in the trash can. I'm glad Andy's not here because he says Muse. If Andy would quote Jason Muse again, that bit's just not working for me personally.
I love how we're giving Andy notes in this episode that he will never hear.
He pulls his proton gun for some reason that does not, as he admitted, is not functional.
But that's so adorable. I got a weapon.
And he says, holy shit. And then it cuts.
Dun, 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 dun.
How'd they get the rights to that?
Right?
That had to be a fortune.
That was half the budget of season 2.
So now it's time to talk about our favorite moments. We found the chocolate pudding, but after a quick word from one of our sponsors.
Hey there, Stream Fiends. August is upon us, and it's that golden hour of summer where the days are still long, the nights are still warm, and we're soaking up every last bit of the late summer magic. So whether you're headed back to school soon or clinging to the vacation of summer, we're glad you're spending some of that time with us. So before we go on with the show, we want to celebrate the legends who help keep this show going strong, our super patrons. These are the folks that support us at the $25 or more tier each month on Patreon, and their generosity fuels everything we do. So thank you, John Collins, Hannah Zito, Sun-Loving Mortal, Carrie Sink, Xander Barbarian, Daniel Pack, Phil S., Nice Guy Eddie, Deep Substrate Foliated Calcite, Jordan Garvin, Albus Stinkpot, Maddlestat, Susie Callahan, Anthony Corona, Jim E., Lady Trashley, Sean Myers, Just Liz Calabria, Brett X, E. Scramo, Little Tickler, Svento7, Jay Scramo, Bluff Pum, AK Ashley Ray, Jay Rich, Upside Down Canuck, Big Butthorn, Josh Stitch, Jer, Kaylee Sampson, Rabbit Dog in a Barbie Car, Elpander, Charlie Friday, Alexis Adler, Peaches, Emmy, Haley B, Joe Velez, Trisha Bueller, Alex G, Suzanne Road, Sean Callahan, Jadinklage Morgoon, Kalisha Reeves, Paolo Garcia, That Brenda, Aaron Armstrong, Hootie Hoo, Ashley Powers, Casey McCain, and Enza. Thank you again so much to everyone who supports us. And with that, let's get back to the episode.
And we're back. We found the chocolate pudding. Steve,
Hey.
What is your number 3 favorite moment?
My number 3 favorite moment is the moment when all the boys get to school. They're talking about their Ghostbuster costumes because it's really funny. Like, I thought you were going to be Venkman. No, you're Venkman. And then the reason why it's my number 3 is the way it ends is when Dustin looks up and sees everyone getting off the bus and no one else is in costume. Guys, who made these rules? And, you know, I told my story, but like that moment really hits for me because it really is just a devastating part about growing up when you realize like, oh shoot, I'm still a kid, but it looks like everyone else is trying not to be a kid anymore. And it's just a really difficult part about growing up. And that's why that moment hits me. It's funny, but also it's like, that's real. That's real life right there. What about you? Your number 3?
My number 3 is when she robs the hunter. But I labeled it as the squirrel bullet at the time. And I'm really ashamed of that because it's clearly a log and not a squirrel. And I knew that. And I want everyone to understand. I never thought that was the squirrel.
Is 11 the inspiration for Squirrel Girl?
Well,
Marvel superhero.
I think that comics from the 70s or 80s, but yeah. That's my number 3. Steve, your number 2.
My number 2 is the scene where Bob and Joyce are dancing to Kenny Rogers. It's, you know, I don't think that scene was even on any of our radars in 2017. And I don't know, like, I think maybe because I'm older now, I'm more mature. I find myself in a relationship with someone who has 2 boys. And I just really love that Bob Newby character. He's such a nice dude, and he's so caring, and he clearly loves Joy so much, and he's trying to make her feel better the only way he knows how. And then he puts himself out there like, hey, we can move in together. And the way he just delivers that line, like, it could be a family. It could be. Like, it brings tears to my eyes because it's like, that's pure love.
Pure fuel.
Pure fuel to want to merge up families like that. And he's a real one. I love Bob Newby, superhero.
It's a great scene. My number 2 is the scene between Mike and Will. I think it was just hit me on a personal way this time. And I know Mike's really struggling as far as being an enjoyable presence this season for, again, reasons that we all acknowledge. But this is a tender scene. It's really cool. And they're both kind of outsiders at this point because Lucas and Dustin have fully moved on from the incident, and neither of them have or have been able to. They're not able to. So they get to bond in that way. And we see their relationship is always kind of paired off for the rest of the show, I think.
Yeah.
In pretty big ways. So it was a cool scene to watch for me. That's my number 2. Geez, I'm so sorry.
How fucking dare you?
I get your voices confused. Steve, you're number 1.
My number 1 favorite moment is the 11 as a ghost.
Yeah, me too.
We all, everybody?
Yeah.
We all, everybody?
We both, everybody.
It's just so cute. Like, we talked about it a bunch at the top, but the ghost, the hair ruffle, the COM promise, it's such a endearing, adorable scene. And I think it does a lot to solidify the relationship between Hopper and 11. Agreed.
I have nothing else to add to that.
Do you want to know what some of the old chocolate puddings were?
Yeah. I know the ghost was high up back then too, I would assume.
Yes. So Andy and I both picked the ghost as our number 1 last time. Your number 1 was 11 in the Upside Down in the very beginning of the episode, wandering around trying to get out of the school.
So obviously didn't think it looked bad.
No, we actually argued about it. Not like really argued, but I was like, I think it looks bad. And you're like, no, it looks great. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm comforted by the fact that I didn't think that last time either.
So your opinions are always solid, Kit Laser. Resolute, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Squirrel hunting was your number 2. And the costume chaos.
So I thought it was a squirrel back then.
Yeah, I guess. Well, specifically, I think
when she kills the squirrel.
You and Andy both, when she kills the squirrel, was like the moment. And then costume chaos was your number 3 when they were like, why is no one in costumes? Oh. Yeah. But yeah, that's and Andy picked 11 11 in the ghost, 11 hunting as his number 2, and Dustin and Lucas introduced themselves to Mad Max as his number 3.
That's a great scene. Yeah. I almost picked that this time. Pretty consistent as far as this episode goes.
Yeah.
It's time for our Easter Eggos, and this is where we identify references to real world 80s lore.
There's a ton in this episode.
There are, because it's a Halloween episode, so we can just go back and forth until we run out.
Yeah.
You start.
Halloween, 1978's Halloween. Max is wearing a Michael Myers costume.
Sure. Tommy dressed as Johnny Lawrence from The Karate Kid.
Do you think it's another Karate Kid reference, the shot of 11 tying the headband from behind?
Maybe.
Because that's a pretty iconic, like behind the head, tying the headband.
It's also maybe Commando, maybe Rambo.
Oh, it's more of a Rambo one?
No, well, no, but not more of, but it's also There's a lot of headband, and also a lot of Kung Fu movies had the headband thing, so.
Okay.
Hard to say.
Nancy and Steve are dressed up as Joel and Lana.
Because Lucas did the headband at the end of season 1 as well.
He did, yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
Steve and Nancy are dressed up as Joel and Lana from Risky Business, which makes sense because that movie came out during the events of last year.
Yeah.
I think Steve was like, Nancy, let's go see him. It's got your boy, because she loves Tom Cruise.
He's trying to get her to do it.
And that one shot of Steve bopping at the party, like it's a pretty popular gif of Steve with the sunglasses bopping. He does kind of look like a young Tom Cruise in that one shot, like, ha ha ha, we're having fun at the party, guys.
There's a Flashdance costume.
Carol.
At the party? Yeah, it's Carol.
Mm-hmm. She's dressed up as Alex from Flashdance. The Pure Fuel guy is obviously Bluto from Animal House, but I do love how his toga is just clearly probably his mom's curtains.
Mm-hmm. And he's free balling.
Yeah.
And he's going to hang him back up after puking on him. There's a Footloose costume.
Yeah. There's a Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees costume. One of the teenagers that scares Will is he's got the ski mask on and everything.
The scene where Billy, it's a tiny thing. You think I get more points for, think I get double points for running them all over, or whatever he says. That's a Death Race 2000 reference.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Movie from 1975 where people would get points for running people over.
I never saw Death Race. The original or the remake with Jason Statham.
That's right. I'm not that guy anymore.
I don't run over people for my extra points anymore.
When did the race die?
Last episode, we talked about the strawberry shortcake costume that was in the...
This is the return of strawberry shortcake.
Apparently somebody bought that costume because there's a little kid dressed up as strawberry shortcake when the boys are first leaving that house after they got mistaken by exterminators or as exterminators.
There is a Miami Vice costume.
Already mentioned, I think Samantha is supposed to be Susie from Susie and the Banshees. Would you agree with that, by the way? I haven't seen any confirmation that that's who she is. But
that's not my area, as you know. I'm pretty sure I thought it was Jefferson Starship.
Well, write in. Do you think she was supposed to be Susie, guys? Write in. Let me know.
Frankenstein. There's a Frankenstein costume.
Oh, is there? Where was that at?
I don't know.
Oh.
I wrote it down.
You just wrote it down? I know Eleven's watching the 1931 Frankenstein.
Maybe that's what it was. She's watching the movie. That's what it was.
Yeah, she's watching the movie.
I just wrote Frankenstein and didn't remember why, but I knew I did it for a goddamn reason.
Obviously, the Ghostbusters costumes that the boys are wearing. We talked about that last week as well.
Terminator costume? Or the Terminator when she's watching TV as a Terminator trailer or something.
Yeah, there's a commercial for Terminator that's currently in theaters.
Yes.
Which, by the way, 1984. Hell, a great year for movies, apparently.
Yeah, and Orwell was excited about it, and it turns out for good reason.
There's going to be so many good movies that year.
That's right.
There's a Raggedy Andy costume.
He's not here. We got to stop trash talking.
Sorry. There's a shot where I think Raggedy Andy is making out with a strawberry shortcake. I think at the party. It could be
Raggedy Ann's gonna be pissed.
It could be a Raggedy Ann, but she's wearing a hat, and just from the angle, I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be a Raggedy Ann or a strawberry shortcake. Very hard to tell in the shot.
Sure,
but it could be either or.
When Bob Newby says that we're going to move to Maine, I think this comes up in a later season, but I do believe Maine is a particular choice for its affinity with Stephen King.
Yeah. As long as they don't move to Derry.
That's right. By the way, welcome to Derry coming out soon. That's going to be a fun show.
That will be.
I got one more. You probably got all the songs and a few more.
I do. What do you got?
Just that Callahan brings up the movie Chinatown. Our own personal Chinatown.
The Great Pumpkin Conspiracy.
That's right.
It's the Great Pumpkin Conspiracy, Charlie Brown. Ugh. I think 11 dressed up as a ghost is a callback to E.T. because E.T. dresses like a ghost so that they can walk through trick or treat and hide him in plain sight. And I think that's a little bit of a callback to that. One of the kids at the party is wearing a Ronald Reagan mask. He's also wearing a tracksuit and doing the robot. So he's doing a lot. Speaking of Ronald Reagan, we see a lot of the Reagan-Bush 84 political signs all over this town. And I don't know if you know about this election at all, but Ronald Reagan and George Bush were running against Walter Mondale and Geraldine Ferrero. Geraldine Ferrero, first woman to ever appear in a major presidential ticket. Yeah, she would have been Mondale's vice president.
Interesting.
But Reagan in that election, because you might be like, oh my gosh, the Wheelers love Ronald Reagan. A lot of people love Ronald Reagan in 1984. Famously, he won every state that year except for Minnesota and Washington, D.C. Literally every other state went to Ronald Reagan in that election. He won an electoral landslide. He won 525-13 that year.
Not even close.
Not even close. He did win 58% of the popular vote. So, when you get to the popular vote, there's a little bit of a more... it's a little closer, but still not much because he's still the only president since 1972 to win 55% of the popular vote and win by a margin greater than 10 points. So that shows you how close presidential elections are in America, especially nowadays. Just thought that was fun to point out because I am a political junkie. Also, at the party on the refrigerator, somebody has graffitied on the refrigerator, Reagan sucks, but they spelled it Ray Gun. S-U-X. So maybe they're just talking about the band Ray Gun. I don't know.
You mean the dancer?
Yes, that's who I mean. God, fuck, I was on a roll. A couple other things I noticed prop-wise, there's a star harmonica in Will's room that was just a very popular harmonica brand around the time. The Life magazine that is in Hopper's cabin that is in front of 11, oddly enough, is the October 15th, 1965 issue of Life magazine, headlined Pope Paul II in America. Wasn't that supposed to be like Hopper's grandmother's cabin? I think they explained it like it was a relative's cabin.
I don't remember, honestly.
He kind of got...
I remember there's a scene where he renovates it.
Yeah.
You get that flashback.
I think at some point they established that he inherited it from another family member, and apparently that family member really loved the Pope. Did you get the impression that when Dr. Owens is looking at the camera of Shepard 2.0 going into the Upside Down and everything's blue, it reminded me of Aliens when they were like looking at the Marines going into the nest for the first time?
I didn't have that... I didn't have that like memory but now that you're saying that, I could buy that. It's definitely always like lit blue in that movie.
I didn't know if that was an actual callback or just I've been watching so much Aliens recently.
And he's, of course, in Aliens.
Yeah. And then lastly, we'll get into music. Of course, there's Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. plays throughout the episode several times. Wango Tango by the Nuge, Ted Nugent. That crazy SOB is playing when Billy drives Max home and almost runs over the boys. Blackout by Swing Set is when Jaybird is driving Will to trick or treat. He doesn't see what Bob Newby or what Mom sees in Bob Newby. Shout at the Devil by the Motley Crue. That's playing at the Halloween party when we first get there. We mentioned it before, but Bob and Joyce dance to Islands in the Stream by Kenny Rogers and the Dolly Parton. Monster Mash is playing by Bobby Boris Pickett. Girls on Film, of course, by Duran Duran is playing when Jaybird arrives at the party.
And Duran.
Yeah, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, Outside the Realm by Big Giant Circles is playing while Mike is talking to Will and Jaybird brings Nancy home. It's a really beautiful synth noise. I didn't point it out during the review, but I love that track. It's just sad.
Big Giant Circles?
Yeah, Big Giant Circles, not an 80s band, a contemporary band.
It was also almost the name of Dolly Parton's band.
Nice. And that's all the Eggos I have.
Now it's time for our 11 out of 10 performance nomination, our favorite performance of the episode. Steve, who are you going to give it to?
I got to go with Natalia Dyer.
Okay.
I mean, the drunk acting is, like we said, so spot on. And I think when I think of season 2 of Stranger Things, performance-wise, I think of No
Bullshit.
Snap, killing it, but then the bullshit. Like, that's some of the most iconic Stranger Things stuff to me. And so I was very happy to see this scene pop up. I was actually like on the edge of my seat, like, does it still work?
This is still, yeah.
Is it still as awesome? Or am I going to like grow out of thinking it was awesome? No, it still hits. She's still amazing in that scene. I love it. So I'm giving it to her.
I agree. I'm going to also give it to Natalia Dyer. She gets the 11 out of 10 award for chapter 2. Trick or Treat Freak.
Everybody.
We're simpatico today.
You know, speaking of Natalia Dyer, I do have a little bit of a sound clip that was sent to play that I think you might enjoy.
Okay.
Here we go.
My genius comment is even more true this year. Nancy is the justice for Barb.
Yeah.
If there was a movie sequel to Stranger Things spinoff called Nancy, Justice for Barb, directed by Michael Bay, it would make complete sense to me.
Are you still think that would be awesome?
Sure.
You were going hard on this plot line here.
Much like Billy, I commit to bits. Put that on my tombstone. He committed to the bit.
Yeah.
So that's all this is. And I don't even remember the bit.
That actually would be a great thing to put on a tombstone. Because then that implies that you died
from the bit.
For the bit.
Yeah. Please actually put that on. I have to put that in my will. Will? Now it's time to step into the Nina.
Come along with me to the Nina.
Andy's not here, Dr. B. It's just going to be the two of us in the Nina today.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Okay.
I miss Andrew, though.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right, let's. So these are clips that the mods on our Discord have pulled from our previous coverage all the way back in 2017. We are going to play them. Kit and I don't have the context for any of these clips. We haven't heard them yet before. And so the game is we listen to ourselves from 2017, listen to the probably outrageous and uncouth things we say and try to guess what the context of it is in relation to this episode of Stranger Things. So first clip, here we go.
But Halloween's not religiously affiliated unless you count Satanism, I guess.
No idea.
That's not what it's. That's boys and girls. That's not what Halloween is.
We just need to go back in time when America was great and we could just say Happy Halloween to people and not this trick or treat night shit.
Deep political dive there, Steve. I love it.
Yeah, I just did a deep political dive in the Easter Eggos, so things are the same.
I don't know.
I guess we're just talking about
Joking about the lady who answered the door and gave him candy and like how she treats, you know what I mean? Like maybe going on because there's probably like Reagan sign in the yard or something.
Yeah, maybe because I mean, no one really has any issue with trick or treat. Like no one's in here saying like that's Satanism, but that obviously was a thing in the 80s, the Satanic Panic. But maybe we were just talking about Halloween as a practice as a whole just existing in this episode.
But it had to be sparked by some kind of down-homey Republican joke context. That's what I'm going with. The lady, when they were trick-or-treating at the lady.
Okay. I will second.
Echo that.
Yes. What do they say? They write, the episode description mentions trick-or-treat night instead of Halloween, and they all think it's strange. Steve wonders if Stranger Things is part of the war on Christmas. War on Halloween, excuse me.
It does say that after we'll see something terrible on
That's
Trick or Treat
right.
Night.
That's right.
It is an interesting
Because
thing.
Halloween's not like a copyright thing, right?
No,
Anyone
no,
can
no.
say it.
Interesting.
Huh. Okay.
I didn't even clock that this time.
No, I didn't either.
Just read it like, yep, that's
Like,
Trick or Treat Night.
That's the world we live in. Halloween's too woke.
Happy holidays.
All right, number 2.
You know, hey, edit that in there.
Edit what in there?
Did that the good and the bad, the ugly?
The actual song?
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? Is that hard for you? Minimal payoff. You're right. I just love editing. You know this from last.
You love editing.
Okay,
I love when things are edited.
That's what I meant. Hey, Steve, I got some work for you. I just drummed up.
It's probably the squirrel fight
Oh,
that I wanted that put in there for.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I was thinking, could it be the little boy in the cowboy outfit shooting at Hopper? Maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're right.
I say that, but I feel like it's more in line for the squirrel thing.
I'm gonna go squirrel. You go cap gun.
Okay, we'll see who wins.
Yes.
It's going to be neither. Number 2, the mod's right. Kit talking about the scene in Mike's house where they are being instructed to discount everything they have learned from 11 and that the situation is top secret. Then Mike sees 11 through the window and they have a stare down. Kit gets excited and volunteers Steve to edit in the stare down music from that old Western movie.
Wow. Wow. Mod.
I just love that old Western movie.
That old
Cracks me
Western
up.
movie.
Oh, that old Western movie.
Yeah, edit that in, Steve. I'm still that way.
Man, we were so wrong.
Yeah, I think both of our examples would have made more sense than what we actually were.
You were just like 11 and Mike stared at each other.
I no longer think they even did.
Yeah, you were like, it was just a vision.
That's so funny.
All right, number 3.
There is a lot of triangles, which is the strongest shape.
I say that all the time.
Really? Is it now?
When analysis goes wrong.
Go on.
I still say that in random episodes that we record.
You do, yeah.
I'm just like, that's elementary school thing stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
They had us build like with toothpicks, and then that's how we learned.
The Kentucky system worked.
Anyway, why would I have been saying?
Could it be like we were talking about maybe that Samantha character? Because we even said it earlier, like maybe we thought they were setting up a love triangle type situation.
No, there had to be an actual, like, the shape was invisible in the background or something, and I was trying to like make something out of it.
Oh, I thought we were just talking about love triangles. It could be like Hopper, Bob, and Joyce.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because
I get what you're saying.
We were
You're
pretty
thinking deep metaphor. I'm thinking like there was
Literal
a
triangle?
wall of triangles in the background somewhere. But I think maybe now I'm questioning myself and maybe you're right.
I do know back then, I think all of us are pretty against the idea of Hopper and Joyce getting
Were we?
together romantically. We're like, why can't they just be
Platonic
friends
Yeah.
who went through a thing?
Maybe mess around, but then just be friends.
Right. I mess around with all my friends.
Yeah. I think that's fine. I don't know. I got nothing. I'll be honest with you.
You know what? I'm gonna go with a love triangle between Nancy, Jaybird, and Steve.
Okay.
Just that love triangle. And
You're going metaphorical triangle.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
this reasoning. Kit's witty interpretation of the potential love triangles set up in this episode.
Yeah, you were spot on. Why are you laughing?
I just thought that was like a very like succinct, to the point
That's great.
description of what we were talking about.
She should write Netflix synopses. Love it.
So hey, point for me. The points don't
now
matter.
we're doing points?
Now we're doing points. Now it's a competition. All right, number where we at? 4?
Yeah.
The bonds of friendship are getting stronger.
I don't know what that was.
Sweet song. Who fucking sings in the middle of their podcast show? That's really awkward, Steve.
Me.
The bonds of friendship. The bonds of
Will and Mike?
Yeah, their bond is strong. Or maybe it could be talking about how Lucas and Dustin are competing for the affections of the same girl, and yet they still remained great friends through it all.
Come on, man. You're just trying to be different.
I'm trying to win.
I'm sticking with mine.
There are points on the line now.
You say what you want to say. I'm sticking with mine.
What was yours again?
Will and Mike.
Will and Mike. Okay, Will and Mike. What do they say? Mike is upset that his friends are focusing on Max while Elle is missing and he is being a miserable fuck. It is pointed out this is a parallel to how Lucas felt in season 1 and will ultimately allow Mike to understand Lucas better and make their friendship more strong.
We were both wrong, but I was more right than
Because
you.
you talked about that specifically in the review.
I get a point.
I will allow it. I am the judge of this.
You're also competing with me, and you're the judge.
I don't have my finger on the scale at all.
This game is rigged.
Number 5.
What is the amount of leakage that Eleven's going through right now?
That's none of our business. So, anywhoozy.
That's it. Obviously, I think 11's nose bleeding. Right?
Yeah.
I would hope that's
forfeit
what we're
this
talking
point.
about.
And I hate that this show exists.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Let's see what the mods said. They said Kit refers back to season 1 where 11 bled from her ears and nostrils and then says, quote, I don't think she has ever had a whole leakage like that since season 1, end quote. And then promises to never say whole leakage again.
And I've stuck by that.
Promises made, promises kept.
I wish I didn't the first time. It's the only way I could have been better.
I hated listening to that.
Not a fan. Not a fan. Kid in his 20s, not a good person.
Kid in his 30s, about a B.
About a B.
About a B.
Yeah, so no points awarded to anybody for that.
But that was the Nina.
Thank you, Dr. B, for allowing us into the Nina to look at our coverage of this show a decade ago. I appreciate you.
You're always welcome, Kit.
Can I take a Schlitz for the road?
Oh, take 3. Be sure to drive.
Thanks, Dr. B. You always get good advice. The only thing left to do for our coverage of Chapter 2, Trick or Treat Freak Redux, is to see what sort of MadLib our computer created, aka Shepard.
Yeah, what did Shepard say down there in the MadLib?
Dear Farfig Newton's brothers, this is Justice for Barb. Dear Farfig Newton's brothers, I twerk juggle for everyone in the fan club when I say thank you for creating our favorite blueberry muffin series of all time. But we need to talk. From Kit Byers to Erica Sinclair to the sweat-drenched but lovable Jim Hopper. You've given us so many characters to follow from season to season. And though we're grateful for those cheek-clenching characters, we're asking once again for justice for our gone-too-soon Thunderthong, Barb.
Old Thunderthong.
Barb was kind and responsible. She didn't deserve to slap and sizzle in the upside down. Why make a broomstick so perfect and then sweet mother of manspread have her disappear? Only 69,000,001 episodes into season 1.
That was a good run, though.
You really broke our love handles, and we're still not over it. Isn't there some way to bring her back to life? If this were a Velcro corset opera, you could say that it was actually Barb's long-lost sister, Jason Momoa, in a mesh tank top who got trapped in the upside down Naughtylicious.
Naughtylicious, not Jason Momoa.
We'd believe that. Please just thrustle Barb back. Sincerely, the Stranger Tassel Ticklers Fan Club.
6 seasons in a movie, Tassel Ticklers. Let's go.
Not Thunder Thong Barb.
The whole Thunder Thong Barb. Everyone's pretending everything is all right, that Thunder Thong Barb's not missing.
That's going to stick with me. Everything else can go. Thank you, Shepard, for your contribution to our Mad Lib. You will never be invited back.
R.I.P. Shepard.
I miss you.
I miss you. Papa misses you.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to check out our Patreon over at patreon.com/streaming things. We do this, but for Midnight Mass, Arcane, hundreds of movies, Game of Thrones, most famously. We're wrapping up season 6 as you listen to this.
Oh, yeah.
Go check that out. The Winds of Winter. It's the only Winds of Winter you're ever likely to get. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Kit.
And I'm Steve.
And this was Streaming Things. Streaming Stranger Things.
Happy streaming.
Goddamn right. The base vulgarities are like what you have like at the center to build vulgarity off of are these 10 things. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
1 through 10. Tit or tits. Dildo. And turd.
In the edit, I should just bleep these out so people are like just really confused what you just said.